Let's talk about the intervalometer built into the Nikon D600. If you go into your menu and your shooting menu, you can scroll down and see interval timer shooting. Alright, so when you go into interval timer shooting, first of all you choose your start time. So let's say, we want it to start at 1 o'clock. Then we choose our interval. So this is how far apart the pictures should be spaced. This will get really important when you start getting into longer exposure times, and I'll explain a little bit about that. So if I set this to take a picture every 2 seconds, which is what it's set to, and then I come over here and I say I want 324 shots, and I say go, it's going to take a picture every 2 seconds. However, if I have a shutter speed that's 4 seconds, it's going to skip. But this timer keeps on trucking. So that's important to note. If you have that set for 324 shots, it's not going to take 324 shots. It's going to take 162 shots because it skips. It takes the picture whether it knows the shutter's open or not. So that's really important to note. So what you need to do is you need to think about your shutter time. Now when I'm taking night photography, star trails, I usually have 30-second shutters, which means that my interval needs to be at minimum 30 seconds. Now what I like to do is set it at 36, and the reason is after it gets done taking a shot for 30 seconds, it needs a few seconds to dump it to the SD card. With 30 seconds it's not so much a problem, but if you have noise reduction on, it's going to take another 30 seconds for it to process the noise reduction on the photo. So maybe this is too much information, but keep these things in mind and do tests before you set this thing to go. So keep in mind exposure time and keep in mind noise reduction. Those two things really change how long it takes for the camera to dump to the card. So yeah, that's interval timer shooting. Once you set that and the number of shots, away you go. It'll click, 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 and you'll be left with a bunch of photos, individual photos, which is awesome for building a time lapse. I'm Adam with Camera Guides, and this is brought to you by Stockoto. Thanks for watching.